the grind, and I can't get over crying over you.
What's up everyone, my name is Nux. Welcome back to another tutorial on the channel, and this one's not really a tutorial, more of just like an explanation or like a quick showcase kind of thing. Recently I built this car and there was a lot of interest in how it was done. I've been asked by a whole bunch of people how it was done because it can move around. The whole thing's been held by one can, which is how you can move it anywhere in your camp. And I really love this thing. It's from the 2015 Mad Max movie Fury Road. This is Nux's car. It's a 1934 modified Chevy Coupe, and obviously I can't recreate building the actual car since it took me 7 weeks and like 60-70 plus hours, probably 70 plus, maybe even more than that. I don't know, it was all a blur by the end. But what I can do is just show you guys how it's done and just explain how it's done, and then there are other tutorials which show you how to do those techniques exactly, and then you can recreate your own vehicle like this if you want, and if you have enough time and patience. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting out here, the first thing about the car is obviously you can move it anywhere in your camp. So here's my little can. Pick up this little can, and then that's what moves the car around. So as you can see here, I can just move it pretty much anywhere in my camp with this little can, and the can's holding up a floor that's made of rugs underneath, and there's like 4 or 5 rugs together to make the floor, which I'll just show you guys now. So that's pretty cool. Let's just put this car over here, and then these little beds like the alien stasis one, the plant, or even a symptomatic, these are nice to hide in your camp if you need to get underground. And here we go. This is what's holding up the whole car. So you can see my carpet of rugs there, and all the items on this rug are holding up the car, which is above it. So we've got a whole lot of things here: conduits, shooting targets. There's multi-layers here. I'm going to just explain it a little bit just now, but this is pretty much what it looks like off the bat, and you can see that it's pretty much in the shape of the car. You can see the shape of the car there because each one of these items holds up a small item. Picture it as being like a Lego piece above ground, and all of those pieces are merged together above to make up the shape of the car. So how did I do this floor? Well, it's not that difficult. I've got these shooting targets, which were an Amazon Prime bundle, the cans, the golf balls and whatnot. But there's a beautiful little item on the new scoreboard, which is this Thrasher egg down over here. And this thing works pretty much the same way, and it's also pretty small. So I would recommend this if you want to try to do this and it's all you have. It is possible. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the same rug that I used just for example's sake. And I'm just going to start out with one rug like this. And then I'm just going to take a standard pressure plate, the normal way that you would drop merge, whatever, put this down, and then I'm just going to go back to these rugs and get a second one. Now I'm just going to overlay it slightly. This doesn't really matter because you just want a rough floor. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to drop that on there. It's going to just do a half a drop merge, and then I've now got a floor which is 2 rugs. Now I'm going to take a third one and just repeat the process and make this floor bigger and bigger. So I'm going to put a third rug there, grab the rug that I just merged into this other one, and now put this on the third rug that I put down. And then once that's done, I'm just going to grab this rug and same thing, just 1.5 drop merge, and now I've got a floor that is 3 rugs. I'm going to put down a 4th rug, repeat the process, put it over the top here, and then I'm going to just grab this rug once I get it on there, and that's going to give you the floor that I'm just going to use as an example here, which is a 4 mat floor, and there we go. That's what you're going to be working on for your vehicle. I think mine was 6 there for the car, but anyway, so now you can see these shooting targets. You see how it lifts there. As it lifts, it's on the object, and it's not right over the target, which is quite nice because there's your target. Now say you could like build over here on the left side. Now that's going to be far away from your actual build when you put it down. So you can see there's my car, there's the can holding it, but the can is not right next to the car or not like obtrusively close to the car to make it look, make it look weird. So that's the nice thing about these shooting targets. And obviously the egg doesn't work as well. You can also use a sparkboard trap. Works the same way if you have absolutely nothing. Say you're building something scrappy, and a sparkboard trap lying out on the road doesn't really look that unnatural in the wasteland, so you can even use that. And same concept. So alright, I'm just going to show you guys what I did now. So let's just move the car into the tree here. Just going to put it here. I can't get over how cool it is that you can just move it around. Look how cool it is just under that tree. It's awesome. So This is the main reason I wanted to do this. I wanted to see if it was possible to move it around like that. I didn't really know when I started this. So yeah, this is what I did. So I took my floor and I put it out there, right, just on the side. This is pretty much exactly how I built this car. Now I'm taking a normal foundation. I'm going to just put it down next to the mat, and then I'm going to take 2 sets of stairs, pretty much any stairs, doesn't even matter. And I'm just going to put these stairs one on top of the other going upwards. The reason I'm doing this is so that the point of reference I'm going to use is going to be the top of these stairs, and then I know that I've got 2 stories between the mat and the car, and then I know that when I lower it, it's going to pretty much get past anything intersecting under the road. So now I'm just going to quickly build just a little floor of upper floors here, and this is all for reference, guys. So picture those upper floors as being your street or the ground in your camp, or wherever your car is going to be or vehicle is going to be placed in the end. This is the reference point for the flat that you want to try and achieve with all the items you're merging up there. So I'm going to just put my rug under there like you saw me just do. Now I'm going to go up and have a look, and you see what I mean. We've got the rugs underneath there, which is where we're going to build, and this is going to be like our road. So flat surface, and we're going to use this to gauge the items that we jack up into the air to make sure that they are completely level to each other. So I've just raised my car up again. Just this is how it looked when I built it the whole time. So I've just put it up there quickly, and so there's the can now, still on the ground, same can that moves it around, except I've now used the cam module to jack up the entire car. Shoot the can, whole thing disappears, everything's being held by the can, as you guys can see. So I'm just going to fix this, and now if we have a look at what I'm doing here, so I've used different layers, and that's just to make it easier, but I'll talk about that just now. I just want to quickly show you guys, this is what I'm talking about with this upper floor theory that I had. So that's the street, so that's how I know, like it's you know, that the wheels on either side need to be symmetrical, they need to be the same height, and that's pretty much what I use to get that right, and it does really work. So if I look at these layers now, you can see these conduits, guys. So these conduits at the back here, for example, this is what's holding up the back of the car, all of these. So you can see them all the way along here. These conduits are holding up all the pieces that make up the back of the car up there. Like, picture it like Lego pieces. And all those pieces are just put on a conduit and then jacked up there like you normally would. There it is. So I'm just going to delete those upper floors quick, just so you guys can see the underneath of the car, which actually looks pretty cool as well. I was so stoked with how it looks. But anyway, so if I shoot these layers, these are just new levels that I did to make it easier. So you see, the first level, I was like, cool, I'll do the whole back of the car in one level, then I'll put another level for the roof and the sides. So if we go up and have a look at the car now, you can see the whole back of the car is there, the front of the car is there, but the sides and the roof are missing, because all of that stuff is built on those 2 layers that I just destroyed there, that are also held up by a single shooting target. It just makes it easier, you see. So if we go back down here, just to give you a quick example, what we want to do is, when you start off, you choose one item. So I started with the 2 bloody. So you can see just before I go on about this, guys, that you can see I started using a lot more shooting targets as I went on, just to make it easier, and I'll explain that just now. But so let's say I started with these 2 Blood Eagle thrones, right? Now these were the first 2 items I merged together. So I take one of these, put it on a conduit. I'm not sure which one of those conduits it is right now, but I put it on one of those conduits and boost it up there. So picture just that being up there, right? Now you want to get the flamethrower. So you start off with one single conduit. Now you've got to seamlessly merge another throne into it, okay? And you could do this on the ground, try and merge them together, but I just found it easier to do it up there to get it really perfect. And now, but obviously with other items you won't have a choice. So I'm going to take this flamethrower, put it on a conduit, and now I'm just going to drop merge this thing like I normally would. And the whole reason I'm doing this is just to get it in line with those conduits, to destroy them. Now I could have obviously built the whole thing using the eggs with objects jacked up on the eggs, but I just find the conduits are much easier, because they're in a straight line, it's easier to make micro adjustments to get things to line up when you're working with a conduit at the bottom. So I'm pretty much going to drop merge that down, and then I'm going to destroy the conduit that I just, okay, I didn't mean to do that, but I'm going to destroy the conduit that I just, that's holding up that chair. So now picture that conduit's holding up the Blood Eagle chair. Now I've destroyed it. Now I can put another Blood Eagle chair on another conduit and then raise it up there, and there's not going to be a hitbox at the top there at all for that chair. and then I can repair the original one and see, did I get the merge right? Is it in line? Okay, it's not. Now I've got to destroy it again with the flamethrower, move the other conduit a little bit, and get both of those chairs perfectly together to create the back of the car. And now you guys can start to understand why this takes so bloody long, because eventually, how many conduits are you destroying each time? You're destroying like 5 or 6 conduits just to place your next piece, you see. And that is why it takes so long, guys. This thing easily took me 7 weeks, 70 hours plus, as I was saying in the intro. It was crazy. But that is the general technique for pretty much how it's done. So I'm just going to fix the car quick, and I just want to show you guys. So now you can picture it, like you can see these items. And now I just want to talk about wall decor items. You see this whole car is built out of wall decor. You see there's lights, the hanging tire baskets, there's signs for the sides. All of it is mostly wall decor, and there's 2 main techniques that I use for this. And the easiest one is probably just I build a wall of conduits. So once again, why do I want to use conduits? Because it's a straight line. Remember, when you're lining up your item, you're not lining up the item. You're looking at the conduit on the ground in front of you and trying to line it up to get it straight. So what I do is I build a wall of conduits like this. And now I'm going to put my wall decor item on here. So I'm going to go to these lights, which most of the whole roof of the car is made out of, actually. And I'm going to see which conduit's holding this. A few down, it's been held, so then I can look at the top. Ah, awesome, it's the top one holding it, so that's perfect. I'm going to grab that conduit, go over to my camp machine, place it on here when my death claw eventually gets out of the way. Just, yeah, there we go. So just going to place it on here, and now I'm just going to... raise this thing up using the camp machine like the way you would raise anything up. And I'm going to raise up this whole light till it's high enough and I think it's in place. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to place it down there. The light's going to be at the top. I'm going to place it down there with all the other conduits destroyed so it doesn't intersect with anything. Then I'm going to run up, go check. Okay, where is it? Cool, I got it in place. There it is. So my first light is now in place for the first piece of my roof. Now I've got to get the second one in. So I've got to go down. I've got to destroy that conduit I just placed with that flamethrower, put another light on another conduit and start the process again. This roof alone took me like easily over a week. I'll be straight with you guys, honestly. It's just the bitch of all bitches to get that thing straight. So, but the tires, guys, hanging tire planters, even easier. Throw down a conduit on an upper floor like that, slap your wall decor on it because it's hanging, grab the conduit over to the camp machine, and same thing, you just boost that thing up. So now think about it. How are we going to get this to work? We're going to boost this tire up. We're going to put it in place where we want it. Then we're going to destroy the conduit on the ground so that the tire up top destroys with no remaining hitboxes. Then we're going to put a clock on these conduits. If you look there for the hubcaps, I use clocks. Then you're going to jack that clock up, get it into position, fix the conduit 6,000 times and destroy it another 8,000 times until it's perfectly in line, and moving it around, micro adjustments each time, and eventually you're going to get it perfect, and that's how it works. So that's how that all works. And then you'll see at the top here I started using more and more shooting targets, so it uses more budget. So if you put a conduit on a shooting target, you can just shoot the shooting target much easier. It destroys the whole conduit, but you're using more budgets, you see. So yeah, there we go, moving the whole car. Look at that lag, guys. It just lags the whole server out when I move this thing around. But the whole thing is on the can, so once you've got your items up, guys, you can start using some more shooting targets, especially if you're clever and you hide them. So say you build your vehicle. Now you've got the frame in place. Now I'm just going to shoot this golf ball here, which pops the hood, which is exactly what it does. So there's the hood's gone. Now you guys can see what's going on underneath here. That shooting target is not on the ground. You see it's on this frame. So I started up by jacking up these frames the same way I just showed you guys with the conduits, which is the shelves. But now once the shelves are up here, you can cleverly build up on these shelves at the top here, as long as you can destroy those items. You can even put stuff with conduits holding it and then destroy the conduits up here with the flamethrower. As long as the base support is down on your rug, it's going to be fine. So you don't have to go through this process for everything. You can see all the golf balls I was using. I'm just going to destroy these levels quick so I can show you guys some more. So once I had the frame of the car checked, then I started working with like a lot of, look at all the golf balls everywhere there. See, I started putting stuff on the frame of the car because now that's all still supported by the rugs at the bottom, so you can get away with it. Makes it a little bit easier, especially if you've got these small guys. I mean, the whole engine, you can see it's pretty much held just by these golf balls. So that is the only tip I can give you. Start with the frame and then start trying to put stuff supported by the frame at the top. It'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. And even those conduits, I put them there to look like part of the car, but they're strategically put there so I can put more golf balls holding up more stuff, sort of more in like a central part of the car. And that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys can see those are the main techniques used to build this thing. It's a hell of a mission. It takes absolutely forever, but you can get it done. And once you've got it done and your vehicle is done, you take this can over. And the night I did this, I was shitting myself. I promise you guys, I was terrified that this thing was just going to rip apart like wet paper when I started drop merging 85% of the budget in one merge. But look at that. Look at the lag. Look how the server's lagging, guys. You can see there. If you look at the super mutant on the left. But you're going to eventually, once your car's done, you're going to take this can and you're going to painstakingly take 6,000 years to drop merge that thing all the way down, and you will eventually be left with this beast. Is it worth it? You guys told me it was to me. I really wanted to just see if I could do it more than anything. And I'm really happy that I have it now in the end, but it was one hell of a mission. So you know, if you want it bad enough and it's worth it to you, I highly recommend you try it. But man, it does take a hell of a long time. But anyway, if anyone stuck around this long, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. We've got plenty more camps, plenty more tutorials coming out. And yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, you get this beast. So maybe it is worth it. Anyway, cheers guys. See you around. Cheers.